Thanks for watching, folks. We're on Bridge Street in Charlevoix at the Bentley Hill Bakehouse. Did I get that right?
Yes.
All right, and you guys have been open not very long. I mean, almost brand, so brand new, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you're right here on Bridge Street. How are things been going?
It's been very busy. We've got a lot of tourists, and a lot of the locals are finding us now.
All right, so one of the things that caught my eye is you do something called Wedding Cake Wednesdays, which is sort of a new thing. And once a month on Wednesdays, you'll be what, giving cake tastings?
That's right. We do cake tastings for bridals, or not bridal parties, but brides, mother of the brides, whoever they want to bring along. It's several different flavors of cake, several different frostings, and they kind of mix and match and decide what they want for their order.
All right, so you're not making cakes and they come by and taste it. They get to mix and match, like how this might mix with this frosting and whatnot. How did all of this come together?
I'd like to say it's my original idea, but I found it surfing the web. Some of the bigger metropolitan areas do it, and I thought Charlevoix is such a hot spot for weddings that I figured, why not? Yeah,
so and because it's such a big investment, because cakes, wedding cakes especially, not too cheap, this way they can kind of find out what they like and what they're going to be getting.
Yes, exactly. They know what the cake tastes like, they know what the frosting tastes like, they know what their cake is going to taste like before their big day.
All right, so when you have someone coming in and wants a wedding cake, first of all, I got to believe the pressure to making someone's wedding cake has to be immense.
Oh, it can be, and I'm sure anyone who decorates wedding cakes for a living or a hobby, they know you want to please the bride, you want to make sure that it's what she wants, and you want to make sure that you do your best work on it, of course, and
a
lot of pressure.
How long have you been doing this?
I've been decorating cakes since I was 9 years old.
Wow. And you must have at least one horror story.
I have more than one, unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay, give me your best one.
It was probably my own wedding cake. I decided that I could do it, and I knew exactly what I wanted. And so I did my own wedding cake, and it was so hot that day, and I was, of course, the bride, and I was just stressed myself out, and it was a horrible experience. My cake looked all right, but I was just frazzled. I don't recommend that.
As you're telling the story, I'm thinking, a lawyer who represents himself has a fool for a client.
Exactly,
right.
Yes.
So you learned from that mistake?
Oh, certainly.
What are some of the crazier things people have wanted to do with a cake, whether it be a wedding cake, anniversary cake, birthday cake, whatever?
I don't know that there's too many crazy things. I'm sure with the advent of shows like The Cake Boss, where people see all these crazy cakes for thousands and thousands of dollars, I don't think they realize the amount of money and that people have wrapped up in some of these cakes, and they think that you can get a cake like that for $50, and
it just ain't gonna happen.
No, it's not.
All right, so what's the most extravagant cake you've ever made in terms of layers?
My own wedding cake.
Back to your wedding cake, the hot wedding cake, the hot day wedding cake. How many tiers? Hold on a second. Your cake had stairways.
It was early 90s when all that was in fashion, and I had stairways and a wishing well and flowers, and it was 7 tiers. It was ridiculous.
Bentley Hill Bakehouse on Bridge Street in Traverse City. Wednesday wedding cake? Is that what's...
Wedding Cake Wednesday.
Wedding Cake Wednesdays once a month, and when's that going to start?
We actually we'll start in August, but there wasn't much publicity about it, so we think we're going to wait until probably October when the weather cools down a little bit.
Okay, kids, thinking about doing a wedding, need a wedding cake, want to come to Charlevoix? This is the place to go, right? And you can taste wedding cakes and mix and match.
That's right.
7 tiers.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. In Charlevoix, talking wedding cakes, I'm Vic McCarty from ITV 12 and My News 26.